Yentz to the Supply Chains to Admire award winners for you. I want you to just write on your pads, those little whiteboards I gave you. What are the characteristics that you've heard from the two speakers so far? Then we're going to have Ashley present, and we're going to have a panel discussion on what drives the Supply Chains to Award winner. So Ashley is in the furniture sector, Sleep Number. She's going to talk about that they don't sell beds, they sell sleep. Wow. I mean, we're really looking at the customer experience. Sleep is so important to health, to wellness, just so important in our lives. Now, one of the things I love about Sleep Number is they own their supply chain all the way to the consumer. They've designed it and they've owned it all the way to the consumer. Sleep Number has actually spoken at 3 supply chains to admire presentations. And the first one that I heard, I actually had a person in the audience stop me and say, well, Laura, they're actually physically taking responsibility to the whole supply chain to the customer. And I'm like, yeah, so whether you own it or don't own it, shouldn't you? And he's like, well, I don't think I can. And I'm like, well, how do you build that momentum in the organization that you can own the customer experience? And not just think about the product that you sell, but is the customer delighted? And that doesn't have to be somebody in a retail store. It could be a trading partner downstream. I remember one time I was invited to speak at a chemical manufacturer, and they said, Laura, tell us what our customers need. And I'm like, why would you ask me that? Why do you not know that? And the customer service people were invited to this supply chain meeting, and they didn't want to come because they said customer service is not part of supply chain. And I said, that is really where you need to start, is customer service needs to be part of supply chain. And then I was working with another company that said, well, the way we know if our customers are satisfied is we do an annual survey. I'm like, that is the worst way to know if a customer is satisfied, right? Why aren't you mining the unstructured text from email? Why are you not listening in listening posts to customer sentiment? Why are you not mining rating and review data? Why are you not building your products to tell you if the customer is satisfied? So I want to introduce Ashley. Ashley is the consummate case study of owning the supply chain all the way to the customer centricity, and making sure that the customer is satisfied. Welcome a 4-time award winner.
That's right, 4 times.
4 times.
I can't take full credit for that. I've only been at Sleep Number for a little less than 2 years. This is my 2nd time speaking about our supply chain. But hello, I'm Ashley Yentz. I am the Vice President of Supply Chain Strategy and Material Flow. So I'm responsible not only for our strategy and how we're transforming our supply chain, but also a key operation, which is actually the flow of product inbound from supplier throughout our facilities, and then ending at home delivery, where I pass off as our home delivery tech. So like Laura mentioned, we are a fully integrated supply chain, and I'll tell you kind of our journey and where we've come from and where really our strategy has really been focused around the customer. Our mission is to improve the lives of our customers by individualizing their sleep experience. So at the center of our mission is our customer, and our purpose is to improve the health and well-being of society through higher quality sleep. So we really believe that our purpose starts with the customer, right? We're out here trying to improve your sleep. We want you guys to get a great rest, right? And as we know through COVID, health and wellness is very, very important. I wasn't saving the world with Clorox wipes, but we certainly are trying to get people a better night's sleep. And we do that through individualizing the customer experience. Laura touched on this a little bit, but the customer is the heart of our product, it's the heart of our strategy, it's the heart of our customer experience from the bedroom onward. Our foundation, the foundation of it all is really the individuality. That's the individuality of our customer, our team member. And we believe that valuing diversity and equity makes us stronger, it makes us smarter, it fuels the innovation of our work, and it creates teamwork. And this is really exciting for me. Not only is it critical for us to sell a really great night's sleep, but it's critical in how we innovate in supply chain. We have one of the most diverse teams in supply chain. You guys have heard we kind of own the majority of our headcount outside of customer service and home delivery. And personally on my team, we just did an inclusion survey, a kind of an engagement survey with our team members. And 100% of my team members said they're able to show up and be themselves at work, which is really important from being able to gain diverse experience and feedback and really to propel us forward. So they're a big part of why we are so successful and why we've probably gotten this award 4 years in a row, and I'm really, really proud of them. But this basis of individuality is really important, and it's where we kind of start the story of who we are and how we're developing our strategy. I can't leave here without telling you guys about our product. So Laura stated we're an integrated supply chain. We also have it really easy in a lot of ways. We sell one thing, and we sell one smart bed. We also sell the whole sleep package, pillows, sheets, all of that. But our main product is the 360 smart bed. Like I said, we're trying to promote well-being in our customer, and we have proven that our smart sleepers get 28 minutes more restful sleep per night. And we do that because we've created a product that individualizes to you, right? So if you have a Peloton at home, which, who didn't buy one of those in the pandemic? You are getting feedback from that machine telling you how well you're doing, right? Are you getting the exercise minutes? Have you achieved this habit over time? What's different about our 360 smart bed is it senses your individual sleep, and it moves and improves your sleep. So it's not just giving you insight on how you could sleep better, but it's actually changing to you in order to keep you sleeping longer. So if anyone is in the room that feels like they haven't gotten good sleep this week, needs a better sleep experience, come talk to me and I'll make sure we get you into one of these beds. But we've leveraged this idea of individuality, customer focus, and as well as we're really leveraging technology in our product and with our strategies moving from the bedroom back. So by the numbers, we've improved 14 million lives. That's really impressive. That also ties to a theme that you heard earlier around service. So that means we have 14 million sleepers out there sleeping on our smart beds. So imagine not only are we going to be talking about our supply chain strategy to get a new product to our customer, but how that customer is experiencing the service of that product, right? We want to maintain a great night's sleep, a restful night's sleep. We are creating and innovating products that's telling us and diagnosing if something's going wrong within that bed so that we can service it different with parts, warranty, other services. So we have over 5,000 team members. We have nearly 700 stores. We own our own technology center in San Jose. We acquired we call it the Sleep Lab. It's where we do all the intelligent work and research around sleep and innovation to mature our technology and our platform. We have 2 manufacturing sites, one in Salt Lake City and one in South Carolina. And then we have various warehouse and assembly locations that I'll talk about kind of our experience going in that direction and why we do. And like Laura said, it really works because we are a vertically integrated business model, right? We own our lifelong customer relationships. We have direct-to-consumer daily brand experience through our Sleep IQ technology. Oh, darn. Did I say what my Sleep IQ was last night? Did I miss that? Oh, my word. Oh, my goodness. So my sleep number is 80, and my average Sleep IQ is 71. That's not good. I have 2 children. Congratulations for all the folks that their kids are going back to school this week. But what Sleep IQ did tell me is that average is going up, believe it or not. So 71. And so we're having people that interact directly with our brand on a daily basis. We own our distribution. We control our brand. We have cohesive online and in-store experience, as well as we have our own proprietary sleep innovations. We have a sleep research team, and we're developing that technology that is able to provide a better night's sleep for our customers, 28 minutes to be exact. If you need 28 more minutes of sleep, let me know. So with all that said, right, we have a premium retail experience. We have an innovative product. And what happened a couple years ago as we started to talk about and we started to see signals from our home delivery team and our customer service team, we started to ask ourselves, do we have a superior fulfillment and delivery customer experience, right? So we have an amazing retail experience, we have amazing product, but are we doing the best from a fulfillment and delivery perspective? And what we started to do is really think about, how do we keep the customer in the center? How do we keep their individuality in the center? And how do we start to build a strategy that develops a superior fulfillment experience from the bedroom, right? And if you think of the bedroom's an intimate place, right? That's where, and we are touching the lives of our customers in their bedroom. And how do we build that experience all the way back up into our supply base? So I'm going to talk a little bit about our network evolution and where we've come, and then kind of where we're going with everything that's happening in the world. So in 2017, we had 15 hubs, outsourced warehouses. We outsourced to UPS. We had a little under 128 spokes or cross-docks. Think of these as LTL hubs. They're nothing more than that. And we were assembling all of our beds in-home, all of our smart beds in-home. So what that meant is we would come into your house, you just bought this amazing, innovative product, you're ready for a great night's sleep, and we'd come in with 5 boxes, unpack them all, and assemble that bed in your home. And what the signal was telling us was that was not a premium experience for our customers. That wasn't the experience that they needed, as well as it gave us, although these outsourced hubs and spokes seemed flexible, we didn't have a lot of control over the experience that they were providing. So we rethought the network. And I'm happy to say, because my team has a lot to do with it, the execution of it, that the end of 2022, we're going to be fully pre-assembled. So what I mean is, we took that assembled in the home, and we're pulling it back up into the supply chain into a pre-assembled bed. And the reason for that is this allows our techs to get a fully assembled bed and spend the majority of their time getting their sleeper comfortable with their Sleep IQ app and the feel of the bed, right? We have a sleep number, talked about individuality. This allows our tech to spend more time getting to know the individual that's going to sleep on that bed and how to get them the most restful sleep night one. So what we did is we set up over, I think we're at 7 now, 7 regional assembly distribution centers located across the United States. And we've also gone more from our passive logistics experience of LTL to about 80% of our volume flowing through what we call dedicated distribution centers, or little cross-docks. And what that gave us more control of is the mode of transportation in which we can move product through our network. If you think about big and bulky, when it's fully assembled, it doesn't travel well in the LTL network. Also think of the premium brand and premium experience. We want that customer to get a beautiful bed that works, night one. And LTL wasn't compatible. That mode wasn't compatible with that vision. So we've tried to control more of our end customer experience by dedicating cross-docks, as well as shifting modes from LTL to full truckload. And we're going to be complete with this transformation by the end of the year. Now, if you can imagine, this transformation has cost us some investment, right? We've added infrastructure, quite a bit of infrastructure, actually. A lot of overhead, people, labor, right? Labor continues to be a struggle for everyone. So a lot of although this is a new and capable network, there's still a lot of challenges that we have to get past. So what's happening? Well, I think you guys have experienced it all, so I don't know if I need to beat this horse to the ground, but as you can imagine, the pandemic and geopolitical issues, the Ukraine war, has stopped the flow of material. And what I mean by that is when material stops in any way, right? We have port stops, we have either hurricane disruptions. When the physical flow of product stops, generally inflation occurs. Inflation has occurred over time, right, on a global scale, and that now is seeping into customer sentiment, and our demand signal is changing. Our demand signal through COVID was very strong. People were focused on health and well-being. People were focused internally on their home and what they could improve. And now we're in a situation where materials stop flowing, so we have disruption of goods, and inflation's happened. So our demand signals change. So our demand signal's changing, and things continue to be disrupted. We have a saying in our organization that it's not a matter of if a disruption will happen, it's just when it will happen. And so what we've started to understand is we have this new model, we have this new network that allows us to have more control. How do we build in more flexibility? And I'll talk a little bit about the 3 things we've done there, but before I talk about that, I want to talk a little bit about our biggest challenge this year, which has been semiconductors. So you guys got to see that cool 360 smart bed that adjusts to you while you sleep. It's a smart bed. So what does that mean? What component would be in our smart bed? Chips. Semiconductors. The worst supply chain ever, all right? And we're trying to deliver an amazing customer experience. So when I talk about flexibility, I'm not just talking about how the supply chain flexes, I'm also talking about how we've worked cross-functionally with product, marketing, sales, to be flexible and have options, we call it optionality, in our product. So our mission really is to create an amazing customer experience from the bedroom back. And we want to reduce risk by improving flexibility. We do that by creating visibility. And what I mean by visibility, I think visibility got knocked yesterday. It's a saying people say a lot. What I mean by visibility is, are we arming the right people with the right information to do something? We also have to make sure that this new great network that we created is capable. We have to be able to model operational realities and make sure that we're capable of executing those realities. As well as we have to make our network resilient. And resiliency just means how well are we adapting to the disruption? How are we building that in? So we have a saying, and Laura touched on this earlier, but inventory is our lifeblood. So no matter what we're doing, it's our most precious item. And I'm going to kind of go back to the semiconductors. So semiconductors are a very limited supply chain right now. There's about 2 companies that feed the semiconductor industry. And what we've found is if your technology isn't advancing fast enough, those companies are going to go chase what people want, right? So if we have an old chip, we're not going to get that chip. People may even stop producing that chip and tell us about it 3 weeks later, okay? So a lot of disruption in the semiconductor space. Well, we did a few things. First, we built visibility. We started to move up into our supplier partnerships, up about 4 tiers, to understand what was happening at the highest level in semiconductors. We built capability. We built optionality into our product. We said we have a control board, and what are our options for changing our chip out to a different model chip at any time? And as you guys know, some of you guys are in the more technical space, software space. Changing a chip isn't easy, okay? So what we had to do is we had to work with product and innovation and redesign our product to be more flexible so that we could go get the chip capacity that was available to us. And as we think about all of that happening, we also have to think about this great network that moves material out and also has to move material back. I work in furniture, big and bulky, mattress. If you guys have bought a mattress lately from anyone, there's generally a trial period. A lot of our beds come back. We have a reverse flow, right? We allow our customers to return their product. And so what we have to do, keeping inventory in the midst of it and that customer experience at the end, we have to put controls that it's going to make it there in the best experience possible, but also it's going to come back in a really good condition. And the reason for that is we have to use that resupply as supply. So we use the semiconductor case study to say, we have all these chips that are coming back. How do we re-engineer, remanufacture, so that we continue to be able to supply that smart bed technology with material that's flowing out, mostly in the parts and warranty space. So how do we make sure our current 14.1 lives improved continue to be able to have that smart bed experience? We started to use that resupply as the supply. So we were building visibility all the way up. We developed process for more capability, right, through our product, through our network. Our network's more capable. We take better care of the product that we do have. And we've built resilience in the sense that if we have a chip that's disrupted, we now have a playbook of where we can go to. Okay? So we model, right? We manage and we move, we make, we do all these things. I think both speakers had some type of framework around it. And we have product in the bedroom, and we have parts and pieces in operation. And everywhere we should be considering, do we have the right visibility? Do we have the right capability? Do we know when plan does not meet actual? And how do we react to that through resilience? And that's really where our focus has been. So we have this, we have a slogan, we have a new model, right? A new network, and we say, now we've got to go full throttle with that new model. So an example of the type of control and resilience we've created as well, there's a hurricane about to approach California. Does anyone know about that? Breaking news? Okay. I have family in California, and so that's pretty exciting for them if a hurricane's going to hit land. But if a hurricane happens in California, we happen to have an assembly distribution center there. We've now set up the right digital visibility and the right infrastructure that we can move those orders. We can move our orders for our customers to Salt Lake City or to Texas and still be able to deliver in a timely manner to create that great customer experience. So we've done a lot of work over the last couple of years. Things still are crazy out there, and they continue to be. But our goal is to really have an amazing customer experience and have the right focus on inventory, making sure we're taking care of that inventory. We have the right inventory where we need it, and that we're taking care of that precious material. And what that's resulted for us is obviously improved inventory performance. We're able to turn inventory, Laura talked about, we're able to turn inventory a little bit faster. Improved reliability. We measure, part of our balanced scorecard is this thing called first time complete. An industry word for it might be on time and in full. But first time complete is, did the customer get what they wanted when it arrived? And we measure that. We've made huge strides in that over the last year. We've had our best month in July, knock on wood. Which means we barely disrupted a customer, and it also meant we became more efficient and effective because we eliminated the waste of having to re-deliver to a customer. All of our waste occurs when we have to re-deliver. Structural lower cost. So like I said, we got to go full throttle with the new model. We've been able to take advantage of our new network. We've removed over $1 million of waste in our transportation systems this year, as well as performing our best time yet on time and in full. And then, of course, an enhanced customer experience. We see that through our customer service department, right? Calls, call volume, the time it takes to resolve an issue on a call. My customer experience partner once told me that, I think he told me It's something ridiculous. It's like 10 seconds more on a call costs him over $800,000. So we're trying to make that customer experience as amazing as possible so that we can make that department more effective and efficient. And we have. So kind of some takeaways for you is the supply chain world's crazy. There will be more disruptions. Not only that, is we've got some geopolitical turmoil that's still bubbling with China, Russia. So the physical flow of product will still get disrupted. We, in the United States, are moving we're moving away from globalization, so that means more investment domestically. And this all means great things for transformation and change. And we should be thinking about continuing to build in flexibility, and we do that by creating the right visibility, the right capability, and the right resilience. And with that, we like to say sleep well and dream big. You'll sleep better on a sleep number.